So saving money is officially a luxury.
Our lovely government says that I make too much money.
We're here again. We're here again.
It's literally getting to a point where we're all working for free.
It's the fact that people are working full-time jobs and still can't afford basic life.
Hey, listen, man, I don't know how we gonna do this, man. I don't know.
It's like you're trying to breathe while someone's hand is over your mouth.
So saving money is officially a luxury. More than 60% of Americans could not come up with $1,000 for an emergency. So one car problem, one health issue, and you're done. Fully gonna be in debt, and you're lucky if you get approved for a loan to be in more debt. Rent keeps going up, groceries are going up, healthcare, insurance prices are going up. And people are still acting like the inability to save money is a moral failing, instead of a symptom of the wicked system we're in. People cannot afford emergency funds. People cannot afford to buy into or pay for the safety nets like insurance plans that are supposed to save them if they don't have that emergency fund. When that happens, what's there for over half of all Americans?
Many of us are starting to really open up about how much we are making. And the truth is, a lot of us don't get paid enough. People are starting to realize that jobs are getting away with paying us the bare minimum because no one wants to speak up. But now, we are. Let's take a look at these clips and let me know what you think in the comments. Millions of us do not make enough money.
To the people who say that us who are unhappy with capitalism should just get a job or work or try to upskill and get a better paying job, what do you think we're fucking doing? Our jobs are not paying enough money. Is that clear? Our jobs are not paying enough for us to live. We are behind on our bills. We are at risk of becoming homeless. We're cutting down as much as we can to try and afford the basic things that we need, and it's not working. So what do you expect us to do? Die? Thank you.
Our lovely government says that I make too much money to be able to get any kind of assistance. So I don't get food stamps. I don't get like any kind of government assistance ever at all. I don't make that much money. And mind you, I'm a single mom of two, not one, but two kids. Their dad isn't here anymore. So I don't get any money. I don't get child support. I don't get any help from anybody else. It's just my income. My rent is fucking outrageous. I literally pay, my rent's $1,500 a month with nothing included. And my credit apparently isn't good enough to buy a house. I don't get the assistance, and this fucking economy is fucked, and everything is just getting more and more and more expensive. So I don't understand how in the fuck they can even say that a person like me, a single mom of two kids, cannot fucking get food stamps or anything. Like, how can I not get help? How can I not get help, but yet a motherfucker who ain't worked in 10 years can? Make it make sense.
No, guys, genuinely, what are we gonna do when we can no longer afford things? At this rate, I'm not making it to $25. Milk is $10, gas is $100, a Subway sandwich is $15. The coffee I got today, I know, not a necessity, was $8.30. I'm gonna have to just go, I'm not gonna be able to live. What is going on? What are we gonna do? We know, like prices are getting higher, pay is getting lower. What is going on, everybody? And what are we gonna do about it?
We're here again. We're here again. I'm a licensed therapist of 22 years, and things in the US couldn't possibly be worse. Let me give you an example, okay? So today I happened to be sitting in my own waiting room. I own a group practice, and there were probably 8 to 9 people sitting in the waiting room waiting for their appointments. And one person happened to start a conversation, which almost never happens in the waiting room. Most people just sit there kind of silently waiting for their clinician. But this person started off a conversation, and it sparked this whole thing about how depressed and anxious and broke everyone is. And that therapy, while great and helpful and wonderful, is barely scratching the surface. I could relate to everything that everybody was saying in my waiting room. Everything is bad, and I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbolic. Our healthcare, our taxes, our grocery prices, gas costs are unaffordable. We cannot afford to live in this country unless you're in the top percent. The average person in the US cannot afford to exist. I'm not totally sure how we dig out of this hole. All I know is that We sounded the alarm bells. We are here in spite of that. And it is awful. It's awful.
Major unpopular opinion. If both parents have to work 40 freaking hours a week just to try to live a normal life, the system's not working.
6 figures is no longer enough. I don't know how y'all are surviving in the US economy. I don't know how people are making it. For some reason, all of these videos keep popping up on my feed about people losing their jobs and can't sell their house, groceries are too high, they work in 3 jobs and it's still not enough. And it's just like, I don't even search this stuff, but the algorithm must know, like, it's getting hard. It's getting hard for all of us. Even if you make 6 figures, even if you make 100,000, 200,000, like, it's literally not enough, because it seems like everything continues to go up. Everything except our salaries continue to go up. So I just want to know, let's have a conversation in the comment section. Who is doing okay? Who is struggling? Who is at wit's end? Who is like, I'm this close to living out of my car. I'm this close to... And then the thing is, it's a domino effect, because as soon as people get to their wit's end point, to where it's like, I'm willing to do whatever I gotta do to survive, to feed my family. And this is why you have the domino effect of all the violence, all the this and that. It's because everything is trickling down. We literally cannot survive. And if you have not invested, if you don't have any savings, if you don't have any assets, if you've been living paycheck to paycheck before all of this, now you're going into debt, or some people can't even borrow money. Like, we are in literal hard times. If you are not in the United States, let me know where you are and how the economy is for you. But we're in bad times. We're in hard times with the United States economy, the job market. I'm so grateful that I have a job, that I make the money that I do, but none of it is guaranteed. None of it's guaranteed. We could wake up tomorrow and be like, all these people getting laid off back to back. I've seen videos. People were like getting laid off for 4 times in 2 years. It's really bad. How y'all holding up?
Living in America in 2025 feels like you're trying to breathe while someone's hand is over your mouth. And they're charging you rent for it. As soon as you get paid, it's gone. You buy groceries and the bags are lighter. You fill your tank and the needle mocks you. Food's up, rent's up, insurance, utilities, coffee. I mean, even your damn toothpaste is up. Everything's up. Except the paycheck. Oh, and everything's also smaller. Shrinkflation? Yeah, that's the way they rob you while smiling in your face. You're not imagining it. The box is smaller. The portions are skimpier. The price is higher, and you're supposed to eat it with a smile. This isn't bad budgeting. This isn't laziness. This is a rigged game where everyone at the top profits and everyone at the bottom is a slave. We're getting taxed, drained, and blamed every step of the way. If you feel it too, you're not crazy. You're just living in America in 2025. And it's fucking brutal.
Why do we have to pay to live on the planet that we were born on for free? Like, who put these people in charge of everybody? This system is clearly designed for everybody to be in straight up survival mode until the day they die. We got to pay every single month just to have shelter over our head, which means that we have to go and try to work a job to try to get this money to pay for shelter that should be free to every man and every woman. That's the equivalent of this system telling a bird you need to pay us to fly in the sky above. You telling a tree in the forest that you need to pay us just to grow inside of that forest. This system is designed for you to work until your dying day. But you were born on the planet free, but you have to pay to live on that free planet that you were born on. Make it make sense to me.
We can't afford gas, we can't afford groceries, we can't afford to have kids, we can't afford to own a house, we can't even afford to pay for the apartments that we live in, if that, because we're always working to pay off those apartments. So what is the plan here? Like, what is their plan? What are we gonna do? I'm wondering. I'm asking. Does the class know? Like, what's the plan? What's the end goal? If it keeps going the way that it's going in the next 3 years, because I'm thinking if I was like an evil billionaire, I would just keep things moderately decent so that people would just continue to make money for me. But the greed is more than greed. It's not even greed. It's like you want so much money that you will not even be able to spend in your lifetime, but you still want more. Why? It just makes no sense. And I understand the whole like class thing, and I get it, like, but I'm just saying, like, what is the plan when we run out of money? Then what? I don't know, y'all.
It's literally getting to a point where we're all working for free. With gas prices on the rise, food costs going up, more people are having to hit up food banks. It literally feels like we're just working for nothing anymore. We're being completely priced out of existence. There's so many people that are out here losing everything that they have, myself included. It's like a year and a half ago, I went from having my own place, a phone, my car. I was still able to afford to buy food every week. And now I'm down to my car and my phone. And I'm still struggling to afford that, along with gas, food, everything else. Like, it's kind of getting to a point where it's just kind of like, why even bother stressing about any of this shit anymore? It's like, if you can live for today, live for today. You know, it's like your time is never coming back, and it doesn't really make any sense to sell your time for money that doesn't even buy anything anymore. You get a full tank of gas. It's like you're spending anywhere from $60 to $80. You buy yourself like 4 or 5 things from the store, and you're spending like $100. And it's just kind of getting to a point where it's just kind of like, why even try anymore? We're working for free, we're busting our asses, and we're not getting rewarded the way that we should be getting rewarded. I honestly feel like we should go on strike. We should be rising up, because how are we expected to survive? If that makes sense.
The real economic crisis is not unemployment. It's the fact that people are working full-time jobs and still can't afford basic life. In this economy, you're better off just being unemployed, because at least you have some free time. Us people who work full-time jobs can't afford life, and we have no time.
I know that a lot of people say that money can't buy you happiness, but I just moved to London and you literally can't go anywhere without spending money. And it's so hard to try and like follow your dreams and live independently when you don't have money. You just feel really helpless. I'm so sick of people saying, well, money doesn't buy you happiness, because it does buy you freedom though. And I just don't think it's talked about. Oh, I hope this helps someone. You're not alone. So,
Earth is a prison. We're living on a prison planet. We're all just here doing time, working for employers who don't pay us enough to survive. We do this for about 40 to 50 years until our time is up. We were brainwashed in school to believe that this was normal. When you look at pictures of a comparison of a school and a prison, it's almost identical. When you know all of this is a load of shit, a load of crap, it almost makes you feel like you're crazy, because you know that you have a higher calling on this earth other than to work your existence away, pay bills, and then die and repeat. And you look around, you see everybody just accept it, everybody just able to easily fall in line with it. And once you can't do it anymore, people look at you like you're crazy, and not the other way around.
Hey, listen, man, I don't know how we gonna do this, man. I don't know. We not gonna survive, bro. Like, I don't know how we gonna Listen, I don't know, man. These grocery store prices is insane right now. I went to the store yesterday and we needed some ingredients for our dinner last night. And we went to the store. I didn't buy no meat. I just bought all the ingredients that I needed for the dinner. Just my food alone, I spent $57 just on the groceries. That doesn't include my kids' things and whatever I needed for my kids. Just the food and the ingredients, I spent $57 at the grocery store. No meat. I already had the chicken. I already had all the things that I needed for the big piece. $57. I don't know how we're gonna survive this, y'all. I don't know how we're gonna do it. This is crazy. $57, no extras. This is crazy. I don't know what we're gonna do, man. This is outrageous. $57 at the grocery store with no meat. And then gas prices is at $4.50. But you gotta go to work every day to put gas in the fucking car. Yeah, I don't know how this gonna work, G. We ain't gonna survive this. Good luck to y'all. Keep y'all head up. We're gonna keep pushing, and yeah. Best of luck.
I've seen multiple lawyers make videos about how they have side hustles and giving advice on side hustles that you can do with a legal degree. And I just want to say, it is so scary to think about the fact that lawyers are saying that they need more money. Because being an attorney is one of those professions that, like, has the prestige, number one, and then the paycheck. Of course, people think about, like, big law, where your first year coming out of law school, you're making like $250,000 at least. You're working like 80-hour weeks. But even if you're not in big law, like if you're at like a boutique firm, if you're in-house counsel, you're still working crazy hours. You're billing crazy hours to your clients. And you're also making six figures. Like you are. And so just to think that lawyers, people that are at the upper echelon of what salary and societal prestige is supposed to be, are saying that they have to find second, third jobs, that's scary. That should scare everybody.
So when I was in high school, I wrote a paper arguing that if politicians had to live on minimum wage for just 1 year, policy in America would change overnight. For context, when I was in high school, when I wrote this paper, I was literally working 2 jobs while going to school. I remember being exhausted all the time, trying to balance work, school, home, transportation, responsibilities. And there were actively grown adults in government arguing about whether or not kids like me deserved free lunch. And that stuck with me for years because I feel like it perfectly summarizes how disconnected some of these people are from real life. You have politicians that are making six figures arguing over whether or not struggling teenagers deserve to eat lunch at school. Not luxury, not vacations, not handouts, food. Because a lot of American legislation feels incredibly tone deaf. And I think part of the reason is because many of the people making these decisions have never experienced real financial struggle a day in their lives. A lot of them come from generational wealth, elite schools, family connections, old money, corporate backgrounds. Like, some of these people have literally never had to worry about their rent, never even rented, never had their electricity almost shut off, never skipped meals, never had to choose between groceries and gas, never experienced the exhaustion of living paycheck to paycheck. Yet they are the same people deciding minimum wage, healthcare access, housing policy, food assistance, student debt, maternity leave, and what poor people supposedly need to do better. And then people wonder why these policies feel so disconnected, because how can you properly solve a problem that you have never personally experienced? It's like me saying, oh, I've never struggled with addiction a day in my life, but I want to be in charge of the national addiction recovery programs. You can study something, you can read statistics, you can observe suffering from the outside, but lived experience matters. And I'm not saying that only poor people can be politicians, but I do think that there's something deeply broken about millionaires and career politicians lecturing the working class about budgeting and survival when they've never had to survive. I don't think it's only disconnect anymore either. They're also like extremely apathetic. Like, these politicians sit in positions where they could materially improve the lives of millions of Americans. They could help raise wages, expand healthcare access, regulate housing costs, strengthen worker protections, make childcare affordable, reduce poverty on a massive scale. But instead, they spend their careers protecting corporate interests, lobbying groups, PACs, and wealthy donors, because that's where the money is. And there's something deeply ironic about holding one of the most powerful positions in the country and using that power to primarily enrich yourself. They know that these people are struggling. They know that Americans can't afford rent. They know that there's people drowning in medical debt. They know that there is families working multiple jobs to survive. But as long as the stock portfolios go up and campaign donations keep coming in and the corporations stay happy, they do not care you are suffering. People talk about corruption like it's hidden in a dark room somewhere. It's just watching them consistently pass legislation that benefits massive corporations over everyday Americans. And the craziest part is that the corporations are not the majority. The average American's not a billionaire. The average American's not a CEO. We are statistically closer to homelessness than to becoming millionaires. Most of us are like one medical emergency, one layoff, one car accident, one missed paycheck away from a financial disaster. Yet the political system is constantly structured around protecting the wealth of people at the very top, while all of us absorb the consequences. Because if politicians had to actually live off minimum wage for a year, I think minimum wage would increase very quickly. I think healthcare reform would suddenly become urgent. I think that affordable housing would magically become a bipartisan issue. I think paid maternity leave would probably stop being too expensive. Because suddenly these wouldn't just be statistics on paper, they would be personal. Because that's what it is. They do not care about you. You are very different from them. They don't look at us as them. We're like a whole other species.
I'm so glad we are starting to become more open about how much we make. Many people have gone through their careers and finances feeling lost because it's wrong to talk about money. But in reality, it's wrong that we are getting paid so little and not getting raises at all. Many of us are sticking together and speaking up about how high the cost of living has gotten, and it's led to many people finding better opportunities. On the other hand, it's hard for many of us because we're stuck in debt or in challenging living situations that keep us stuck at these awful jobs. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments, but most importantly, thank you for being a part of the community.